All right, everyone, welcome. My name is Frank Klesitz, CEO of Vyral Marketing. I've been doing these interviews for years on what agents are doing to get more business from their number one asset. It's your database. It's all those relationships you have sitting inside of your Gmail and your Outlook and your CRMs, because you probably jump from one to the other. It's in the old MailChimp account or Constant Contact account you had back in the day. It's the contacts in your cell phone. It's all of those people. It's the past clients that maybe you don't have a list of that your broker has or the brokers you worked for have. And it's your friends on Facebook. All those people. What are we doing to let them know that you're still in real estate and you're not so quote unquote a secret agent, right? Well, that's what we do for you here at Vyral. We interview in a webcam to send educational videos to your database. We have a whole marketing plan at the front of our website you can go get called our official video marketing plan. Go download that. And it looks like that's what Darius and James here did, is they downloaded that too. And they read it and they're like, well, I think we should probably do something like this. And this was in the middle of the pandemic last year when everyone was kind of really didn't know what was going to happen in the world economy. They decided to actually spend some money on this. And we're going to go deep into why they did and the decision they made to stay in touch with their list. Whether you hire Vyral or not, you can certainly follow the plan on your own. You don't have to engage us, right? But I'm going to interview them, what topics they're sending out, how they're getting business, how it's working for them, why they keep spending the time and the money and the resources to do it. So if you're thinking about hiring us, you get some good insight. Or if you're a client that's trying to get the most results with us, you can watch these interviews and get some good insights of what other agents are doing to be successful. So you guys ready?
We are.
All right, Darius. So let's start here. It's kind of in the middle of the panic when the pandemic hit and stock market drops 50%. I remember there was a day when 37 clients quit in one day. 37 customers of Vyral Marketing, because everyone's freaking out, left. And I had to let a whole team go in one day here at Vyral. So I remember the gut check of, am I going to financially survive? And let's not glaze over 2020. It was terrifying. Can we be clear on this, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so can we just understand it was terrifying? So take me back to that moment of terror. I want you to go back to that point of terror of like, we need to sell real estate. If these commissions don't go through, we're toast financially. If we don't have a way to get business to meet consumers where they need to be, we're toast.
For me, right? So one of the things that you actually said is like the real estate, the stock market fell 50%. But for James and I, we were kind of looking at it like, oh, crap, like we wish we had more money to put into the stock market while things are on sale, right? So we kind of took that same philosophy.
When the price of oil was negative?
Correct.
Because they were sitting, do you remember that? When they were sitting on they couldn't, that's probably concerned about oil's negative. They're paying you to take oil off their hands.
Right.
Yeah.
And we looked at it as at our real estate business. It's kind of the same way. It's kind of like everyone else is going to start to cut their marketing expenses. Let's put more money into ours now, because our dollar is going to stretch farther and we're going to be able to reach more people because other people are just not putting money into marketing. People are going out of business. People are stopping what they're doing. We kind of figured like now is a time for us to really be out there because no one else is going to be really out there. So
why was that? How come you didn't have that? You just have good money in the bank, good financial management?
About a year ago, a year before the pandemic, James and I decided that we were going to put ourselves on salary, right? So we're not the agents that are going to be like, oh my gosh, we just, we had a $20,000 commission check. Let's go ball. No, we put it all into our bank account and we pay ourselves a salary every single month. So we knew that we were going to be able to last a while and still go ahead and do this because we weren't trying to take every penny out that we possibly could. We weren't trying to take money out of our business like that.
So you were not waiting on your next commission check to pay the bills?
No, and that's peace of mind that we developed. Quite frankly, we've been able to give ourselves that peace of mind while still able to leverage, the resources, the asset we have, and as cash. And we truly believe in ourselves. So we're going to reinvest in ourselves. And speaking for myself, my moment of panic and fear is when I'm stuck at home with my kids during that time. And the only way I could see, my business partner and my team, and quite frankly, a lot of my clients is just by video, you know what I mean? A video chat and that social hours with people just to have a drink and talk and hang out. And, we started to really dive in, and Darius and I had a lot of individual talks about, we have to embrace this right now because this ain't going away, and it's still not away today. I mean, we all are embracing this even more and more as we have to. And this is coming from the person I I thirst to be around people and just interact with people. And I need that in my life. Darius laughs because it's totally true. And, video allows us to do that with an extension in mind. You know what I mean? So it's great. It's been a safe haven for us and opens up a lot of doors and
I'm just
possibilities.
curious, in your operating agreement that you guys have together, how many months of savings do you guys like to keep in the bank so you can make these decisions?
Not enough. We need more. It's always not enough.
We have two separately different, we have two different ways of thinking, right? Like whatever James is thinking, I'm probably the opposite.
I always enjoy interviewing partners more than any other interviews because I ask these questions.
Whatever James is thinking, mine is the opposite, right? So no, we like to
on purpose
make sure that we try to steadily build as much as possible. So there's no set dollar figure. We don't have to have 6 months, 8 months, or whatever. There's no set dollar figure, but we know to only go in and check our expenses once every year. Like going into the year around this time every year, we'll kind of look at where did we spend our money on, what was worth it. And anything that we do new, we know that we're going to give it at least 6 to 12 months. Or if we're going to try Vyral, we're going to try Vyral for at least 6 to 12 months to see if we can kind of get any return. Now, we knew going into it, it might be a little bit hard to track what kind of return that we're getting. But the one thing that, James and I, we can both agree on is the fact that Vyral, us making this move, has made both of us more comfortable. I was always comfortable being in front of the camera, behind the camera, doing the editing because I went to film school. James is not as uncomfortable in front of the camera, but he's more comfortable with people. I'm not comfortable with people, but I'm comfortable being in front of the camera. But this allowed for both of us to be more comfortable in front of a camera to a point now we both have the mindset of we're doing 2 videos a week. 2 videos a week and getting to a point that we're comfortable, we're going to be doing 2 videos a week because we're so used to meeting with you guys. What are hot topics? What's being open? What's not being opened? And this kind of just looking forward to all right, what's that next piece that we're going to put out? How can we make this doper than the last one?
Doper, that's a good word. How to make dope videos.
Basically, how can we put our personalities out there without it being too corny? But we know people want information. But there's a nice little balance between us giving educational stuff and entertaining stuff. And we got to make sure that, people are able to see our personalities from the videos that we do.
And we are going to talk a lot about that today. So back now to this pandemic, you decided you probably have to cut some expenses. You probably decided to add some expenses. Talk about your decision to spend the money and the time on following the plan on our website. And I want to hear your thought process of doing it.
I know, just speaking for our past experience, we've been a very fail forward mentality with things. We know we are going to jump into most everything we do, both feet. We're not dipping a toe in the water. We're cannonball right into it, and we're gonna do it to the best of our ability. And I don't really recall us cutting any expenses during COVID because we knew that was going to happen. Like you said, you lost, 30 some odd clients during the time. And I'm like, I'm not 36. There you go. That's scary. But I also knew people are going to pull money out of their marketing. Well, I'm like, you know what? This is time to capture lead generation right now. We're gonna capture relationships and people, and we're gonna stay strong to what our strength was. And we came out of the pandemic because we knew at some point it was going to come to an end. We didn't know that at the time we weren't going to be able to show houses, meet people for 90 days. That was crazy. And I'm glad we stuck to our guns. It took a lot of coaching on our agents' behalf of our team. We had to keep their spirits high because everybody was scared and worried that they weren't going to make a dollar. You know what I mean? And it was tough. It was very tough, but we had to stay true to it.
Yeah, and the government was making it rain. As long as you had legitimate business, which we did, the government was kind of like, yo, here, we tried to help you out, which unprecedented times. Yeah, we could have sat back and you know what, how can we pat our pockets? But no, it's what can we do to put back into our business to make sure that we don't have to sell as many, right? So it's just about what can we do to grow our business? That's what they're giving the money for, to reinvest in our business so that if it ever happens again, we'll be all right.
What were you doing to stay in touch with your database before working with us?
Yeah, I mean, we've done the postcards in magazines. We have done a lot of that, and we are. I'm big on staying in contact, just straight up personal messages. I mean, just writing hand notes, the classic things that we all are doing as realtors. And quite frankly, it works. It's all very relational based. And now this brings us a little bit of an added element to where people can now get to know me outside of a transaction and get to know who we are, who Darius and James are as a real estate team, you know what I mean? And just what makes us tick a little bit. And I think that's going to grow our relationships, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and we have through our CRM, we have after sale action plans that run for 10 years, right? So is that kind of like, hey, the action plan is telling you to send out this card, you send out that card. Action plan is telling you to send out a text message, send out a text message, reach out on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Like we are made follow up very, very important because we know that follow up is going to we know that most people sell their home like, hey, I want to use that agent again. And they don't because that agent loses touch. So we want to make sure that we're not those agents that lose touch. So James put together an action plan that, lasts for 10 years. And that's pretty much how we've been kind of keeping in touch. And whatever platform we need, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, whatever, we know to kind of meet our clients wherever they are. The action plans just tell us like, hey, you remember, Raekwon, like you need to go ahead and reach out to Raekwon today. So, and that's what I pretty much love about, the things that we have set up here.
So what's working for you with it? We got this video blog running for you. You started making these videos, start picking these topics. How do you know so far, and you should know by now, this is working?
I don't know if we know for certain, but it's right. So there's no way for, at least we haven't figured out a way that we can track like, hey, this person not raising their hand, like, yo, I'm reaching back out to you guys because of your video. Right. So, but it makes us more aware of the fact that we got to be social on social media. We have to, work the email marketing. We have to put the video and the content out there and we can see like who's going back and who's opening, how many people are still dropping out, if any, how many people are we adding versus losing. I think as we continue to see that list grow and those numbers drop, well, as far as people that's kind of like, hey, I no longer want to see their material. We notice that more people are kind of opening the stuff up. So I think that we kind of know in that way. And once again, it comes down to us being more and more comfortable putting video out there. And even if those videos are just to try to get more people to want to sign up for our viral videos, or they just like, hey, I like following, James and Darius are good follows. Let's go ahead and follow them.
What topics work?
I don't know. I truly believe the fear-based topics are really, it's what we hear on a daily basis. And that's really what we talk about quite a bit is, what we do and what we face in the trenches every day. And, everybody is very, right now, even with the pandemic, everything's been going on the last 18 months, people are they're still kind of afraid to pull the trigger. And we are here to kind of guide them through, those fears, those challenges. And, and that's where we have to kind of coach people through these things. And I think those are the topics that people are like, man, I was just thinking about that the other day. And, and we want them to click on it to learn a little bit about it. And, their struggles are the same struggles a lot of everybody else has. And it brings them some comfort knowing that we've been there, we've done it. We've talked to many people about it and counseled them about it. So it definitely helps for sure.
One other thing that has worked too, and we realize that like, a lot of stuff that goes on with like Zillow, we find that people really are interested in knowing about that, right? So, what is a Zestimate or what is a pre-foreclosure? Stuff about foreclosures, we find that, we get a lot of open rates as well. So at least pretty high. So I think things like that is those questions that people didn't really know that they actually had, or those really weird topics like, what's the difference between a foreclosure and a real REO, right? So it's those type of topics that we find that, at least I'm looking at how many people are starting to view those videos because it is something different, but they still find it to be interesting. Either that or the thumbnail is just really dope. So
one of the things I want to give the listeners is if you ever hear the same question twice, make a video topic on it.
Oh, yes. The same, we take the same route with our training, right? So it's kind of like if you have to teach two different people it, you make a video about it, right? So we take that same approach even when it comes to training our agents. So
you're sitting down, once a month to record a couple of videos with us. We're sending them out through email. We're putting them online. Do you get the report of everyone who opens and clicks and engages with them?
Yeah, actually, I think I'm probably.
Do you do anything with it?
Yeah. I mean, we've been able to reach out to some people and just generate conversation again and let them. And it's more not even about the like, hey, I'm ready to take action right now, but it's literally an opportunity for us to say, hey, where are you at? How are things going? And it just reminds them that I'm still here. You know what I mean? And we don't go away. Not that we're going to be looking for like restraining orders, trying to badger people, but the same sense, we are always going to stay in contact until somebody tells us they don't need us or want us. You know what I mean? And we want to provide value because we genuinely care about helping these people. And, we see ourselves as resources to be able to help them. And, it's nice that these people are still clicking on things and we have an idea of what they're trying to do. And we can put the pieces together at that point to help them and guide them along.
How much, where does most of your business come from?
Well, I'd say that's probably, it's become less and less. I'd say it's probably 50 to 60% of our business has been in that sphere realm. As we have branched out more, lines in the water, essentially over the years, we started to branch it out because we explore a lot more now. We have, I don't know, we call it our research and development account. I don't know what you want to call that, but, we're always going to try things that make sense to us and we can get a larger reach and to just help as many people as we can.
Okay. So Sphere, is there anything else, Darius?
I think Sphere, and once again, it's not like it's like, by a landslide, right? So we understand a lot of our Sphere actually came from different internet leads, whether it be Craigslist, Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, just off of our own website, our pay-per-clicks campaigns. A lot of our Sphere of influence actually comes from leads that we actually close from, whether it's organic or something that's paid for. So we're finding that our numbers are starting to get a little bit better just because people take more time. We also know that fortune's in the follow-up. So this is also something that's Vyral is also something that's allowing us to touch those buyers that are not really ready, but they're still getting quality information too. So Sphere is definitely our number one source, but the other sources are starting to catch up.
So what do you want to do? What do you want to do to make Vyral better? I think people kind of get it. You guys just needed a way to stay in touch. You wanted to meet people where they're at and being online with video. You knew it was important and you like the idea of hiring us to help you out to get it done. And it sounds like you guys are incredibly financially savvy and one person's pushing, one person's the two relationship between you two, which is very good. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, like any business partnership, you've doubled down on communicating with your list, sending everything out. What do you guys want to get better at in the Vyral plan?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, growing the amount of people that we can reach, and I'll say first and foremost, even just the last couple years, we've identified that we've never had a huge footprint on any social media route because everybody in our team we spend different time in different social media platforms, which is totally fine and normal, and that's the world. It's how it is. But we've never taken a huge approach at going after, like you're even describing, our own sphere. They're all there. They're all on the same platforms we're all doing, but we've never taken a strategic approach to, make that a larger reach. And now we're starting to look at things in a whole different light in that regard. And it's kind of exciting thinking about all the possibilities that we can do. And I guess throw some fun in there and try to get creative with it. And Vyral has definitely brought that out in us as well. And coming from somebody who doesn't like to be on video, but I like to be around crowds of people and talk. It's strange, but it puts you in it gets you out of your comfort zone. Straight up gets you out of your comfort zone. And it's kind of fun and exciting.
And on a side note too, Frank, we actually got to give you thanks too, because it also started making us look at different opportunities as far as being, we invest in real estate, right? So whether it's wholesaling, whether it's buy and hold, whether it's flippings, is some of the things that we actually started to do. And we've seen some of the stuff that you were doing too. It's like, let's go ahead and work this prop stream. You know what I'm saying? It's learning those things and seeing those things that we're.
You guys should come to my class today, actually. At the date of this recording, I'm going to teach you how to generate seller leads with direct mail.
Yeah, well, one of us, yeah, we're going to make that happen.
It's for my investment business, it's my number one lead source. We send out 40,000 letters a month.
But at the end of the day, we know that it sounded, but we already know from experience, if you just go out and do it, one, you'll find the money to buy the properties. And two, it's kind of hey, as real estate agents too, we can get listings from it too. In a short period of time, we've been all right.
You notice the AC is not working in my office today.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds brutal.
As you can probably tell.
Oh no.
The sweat. So So let me, so speaking of that, just to add to the expense, James, it's $7,500 to drop 10,000 letters. And that gets us enough leads to do 3 or 4 deals.
Yeah. I mean, numbers make sense there.
Yeah. On the investment side, when there's margins of 30 or 20 or 30 grand, you probably afford to spend 10% of that. So I'm willing to spend about $2,000 to $3,000 a deal. So it pencils out just pretty well.
Damn.
So if you want to learn that today, come on to the classroom.
We got to get a checkbook out.
Well, we don't do this for you at Vyral. It's just something I teach. You can go to Classroom on our website and you can watch some of the classes I lead clients on how to get, sell houses and get leads. So I want to maybe take a little direction here and maybe kind of help you guys out with a few things you guys can think about to take your program to another level. All right. So 2 things. One was making more dope videos. So let's talk about more dope videos. So I kind of have the beginner and the advanced level of content creation. All right. The first thing you have to understand is nobody really cares about the content so much as they do. I want to know you, see you, like you, have your authentic behavior come out and see who you are as a person. So I'm comfortable giving you money. And people like to do business with people they like. You guys follow me? And that's why we probably gravitate toward video versus like writing an article. Same content, but a video is more effective. Why? Well, it's big for those human reasons, right? So here's the deal. A beginner, you just talk about real estate. You just answer commonly asked questions about real estate and perfectly fine. It's great. It works wonderful. And you could do that forever. But I will tell you, after years of doing that, you just kind of get exhausted of like, God, just recycling the same stuff, And that's fine because the market doesn't care and they want to know. And you can just keep talking about real estate. But I challenge you with something else if you wanted to. You don't have to go to this level, but you can. Your videos can literally be about anything that's probably not political. Follow me? So if you want to start doing magic tricks, if you want to start doing gardening, if you want to do a cooking show, if you want to sample craft beers.
Yes. I've literally been talking about this. So yeah.
So I was talking about cheesesteaks.
So
cheesesteaks.
What I'm saying here is the advanced levels, you start realizing like people just want to get to know us. That's really what it is. And I think your Zillow review, your reviews and the fact that you sell real estate, I think people kind of get the idea. Yeah, you probably know what you're talking about. And certainly you can do some market updates and answer some commonly asked questions. I think, you don't really have to prove to people that you have this insightful knowledge. It's more about, I want to work with you and I like you. And your videos can literally be on anything you want, as long as it doesn't politically divide. That's the only time you go down that side. And if you do go down that route, which you could, you're going to have to double down on that segment of the audience. Do you follow me? Which, it's been proven that you can make a lot more money that way by the riches are in the niches with belief systems, But that's kind of the thing I would challenge you, Darius. Let me ask you this. This is usually when I have a client that's like, Frank, it's making me money, but God, I'm not excited about this anymore. I don't think I can answer one more question about earnest money deposits. I'd say, okay, Darius, what are you excited about? Do you have anything you like talking about other than real estate in your life?
Oh, if you're asking me, absolutely.
Yeah. Like what?
We can talk about Pittsburgh Steelers. We can talk about Naruto.
What?
We can talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Huh? The Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. Okay. Yeah, got it. So no, I didn't hear you. I know who they are.
We could talk about anime. I could talk about movies, Marvel.
Anime,
okay. Yes.
Where do you spend all your money? Where do you spend, let me ask you this. If I went through your checkbook and your debit card and your credit card, and I'm like, you spent how much on what? What would I get that reaction? What would I get that reaction on?
Video games.
Video games. Do you watch giantbomb.com?
No, never even heard of it.
Go check it out. These are a couple guys that left their corporate gig and literally all they do is sit around and play video games and they turned it into a little empire for themselves.
Don't give him no ideas.
I could see something where James makes like this real estate video. And then here's Darius playing video games. And they can choose either video to watch. And we'll see which one gets more engagement.
It's true. And I know the answer, which makes me mad.
But Darius, like, I'm not kidding, man. Like, if you wanted to send out a second video, it'd be kind of funny. Like, here's this real estate video, and then come hang out and play this cool game with me. I think you'd be surprised. And you have my permission to do that.
I think James and I really kind of got to get ourselves out of the mindset of like, for us, it's kind of like, oh, what's new? Can we talk about real estate? Like, and for me, it's kind of like, I don't want to, it's the same. Like,
and there always is. There's always some stuff you could talk about. I'm not saying going both ways. You can certainly blend the two. I just really like the idea of James, you making a real estate video, and Darius, you doing a video game video, by the way.
I'm down.
In the same email.
Challenge accepted.
Seriously. Yeah, give it a shot. Because here's what's gonna happen. Darius's real personality is gonna come out. And that's the authenticity people are looking for. So anyways, I just want to share that with you. Beginners, you talk about real estate. Advances, you can talk about anything as long as it doesn't divide. But it can divide it, but you have to double down on that. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I want to maybe just kind of open your mind with. The second thing you said is you want to grow your database. Is that right? Let me give you a couple ways to do it very fast and very effectively. So your beginner answer, it's like go out and meet people. Okay, Frank. That's not like the most, direct way of doing this. Let me give you a couple of ideas. I'd like you to call a financial advisor. I'd like you to call a charity. I'd like you to call maybe a new home builder if they're building homes around you, if that's even the case. More of your mid-tier builder, not super luxury and not like entry-level starter homes. I would call a property management company. I would call maybe kind of one of the bigger, like, in-home, like remodeling companies, like a remodeling company that has money, like a handyman or remodeling company for home remodeling. And I'd say, I'd like to do an event with you on a topic that would interest both of our customers. Would you like to do an event, or maybe like a webinar online, or maybe an event in person, or maybe it's just a home selling workshop? So you host a home selling workshop with them to make them a guest. You throw it up on Eventbrite. Sound good? And you help them email their database. Got it? So you go to the financial advisor and say, hey, you guys have been through this. Hey, financial advisor, why don't we grab everyone in your CRM? Why don't we grab everybody in your Outlook? Why don't we grab everybody in your Gmail? Why don't we run them through Never Bounce like we did at Vyral Marketing? And why don't we put them in like a email marketing account? And let's send out an email that goes something like this. Hey, friends, clients, friends, family. I wanted to write you to let you know that I really appreciate you staying in touch with me and, helping me guide you with your financial advice over all these years. I do what I got to tell you, though. I've been getting a lot of questions about homes. If there's one asset class that's been just like skyrocketing its homes, and in Central PA, they're up X number percent. Anyways, chances are if you sell your home, you've been living there for quite some time. I work with a lot of people preparing for retirement. You're probably going to have a little cash infusion when you sell your home with all the appreciation that's taking place, let alone the Federal Reserve printing $120 billion a month of buying the government bonds to finance our deficit spending, which is probably driving up the rate of inflation. Yada, yada, yada. Got it? Financial advisor speak. The point is, I'm working with these guys, Darius and James, and we're hosting a home selling workshop at this country club. All right, at this date and time, we're going to talk to you everything you want to know about selling your home, what to do with the tax advantages. Maybe you should do a sale leaseback. Can you do a 1031 exchange? If you own property, and it could be investment property too, we're going to talk about what to do with it if you're thinking of selling it. Anyways, you can go here and register. I'd love to see you there, Bob. So Bob sends email out the whole list back to the workshop you guys are both putting on. You get all these opt-ins. How cool is that? So going to like all of these people that have all these different databases and asking them to send an email to the list back to a workshop is a super powerful strategy. Super powerful. So you got to start thinking about like, how can you have your database. How can I co-host a webinar or an event with somebody to get access to their database? And they send an email out to their list, and you're probably going to have to help them with that. But you guys have been through that process with Vyral. Yeah, uniform, correct. Yeah. Just like we did it for you at Vyral. I mean, you've been through the process, right? The second thing is I would go to banks in the area and say, hey, you probably get a lot of people coming in here looking to get qualified for a mortgage or refinance or something. What do you do with all those people with regard to introducing them to a realtor? Oh, we don't have anything formal. We just have some people drop off their business cards and we send them. Okay, great. Well, what I'd like to do is get you guys a real estate license. Your bank manager should actually get a real estate license. And I'll pay a referral fee on all those leads. Why don't you just send them on over to me? I'll take care of them. I'll keep you updated and we'll do a referral agreement and I'll pay a referral fee on every single one of the mortgage leads that come in from the bank. Seriously? Yeah, let me explain how it works. It's all me up and up. Here's the real estate board. Here's an opinion letter from an attorney. Yada, yada, yada. Read it. It's all good, right? Here's the disclosure you put in your privacy statement. People can opt in or opt out from being, whatever you want to do, right? Here's an attorney that can guide it to answer all your questions. But you might be able to get referrals from local banks. You like that? So that's a stream. Let me give you one more stream. There's a lot of agents retiring. I think the average age of an agent's over 55 or something like that. And a lot of people are just having really a hard time struggling up with the changing technology of okay, it's time to call it quits. If you're a broker or you have access to a program like Trend Graphics or Broker Metrics or Showing Time has a product that can give you the production of all the agents in your MLS by year, I would look for agents that were doing production here and next year it's down. Look for agents that have a high change of where their production was to now it's down. Call the people that it's down. What's up, man? How you doing? Your production was here. Now it's here. I'm not trying to recruit you. I just want to know, I'm looking to maybe buy your business and give you a retirement plan. Oh, yeah. This. Yeah, man. How about this? How about we do something where maybe, we start co-marketing together and you start kind of handing your database over to me. I'll bring it into my system after you introduce me. I'll tag all your stuff, and every deal I close from it, I'll pay a referral fee. What do you say?
Love that.
Boom.
Totally.
I read that. Yeah, there's actually I can't remember the name, but
the golden handoff.
Thank you. Yeah, I read that on a plane in Nebraska. Yeah,
where I'm from.
Yeah, we went to go see Jeff Cohn.
Yeah.
We went out there to go see him.
The golden handoff.
Training. Yep.
Yeah, so that's another option. The other one is going to other agents that are spending a lot of money on pay-per-click and a lot of money on Google AdWords. They have the big expensive Boomtowns, Commissions Inc. websites, and see if you can work all their unconverted leads that way. And the easiest thing you can do is just take all their unconverted leads, send out an email that's really simple to all of them, one-to-one, saying, quick question, are you still interested in buying or selling a home? Send out 100 or 200 of those a day and just work the responses. And those are some scaled ways. Like if you ask a marketer like me, right? How can I grow my database? That's how I would do it where it doesn't require a lot of outlay of cash.
Oh, absolutely. It just makes you start thinking about different things, right? Thinking about the same thing in different ways. Let me put it that way. So yeah, this is a huge help.
Yeah, man. So, well, Darius, go check out giantbomb.com.
Oh yeah, I will. I definitely will be doing that.
I think I've single-handedly ruined your production because you're sitting watching people play video games all day long.
We might do a video where James is talking and we're like, hey, I'm Darius, I'm James. We're going to talk about stuff and I just fade off into the background, just play the game on my phone.
And it's interesting because their audience is older. It's like a 40-plus crowd versus the Twitches are younger, right? So that's what they did. It's a bunch of grown men playing video games.
Wow.
Hey, Darius, if you ever want to play some games with me, let me know. I'm down. I can hold my own in Battlefield and Call of Duty, dude. All right. I got the Call of Duty headset right here.
Well, I haven't played Call of Duty in a minute, but yeah.
Play the zombies.
Oh yeah. I do the mobile version or whatever. So yeah, it's been pretty fun.
So let me ask you this, guys. Just kind of sum up your experience with Vyral for me. You spent money with us. Why do you continue to spend it?
Okay, so for me is because
seriously,
I don't feel as though I learned everything I could from you guys yet. And that to me is the honest answer. When I get to a point where it's I feel as though I learned as much as you guys had to offer, I learned it. then I'm out. But if as long as I still feel as though like there's still things for me to learn, still things that I can improve upon, and you guys are still useful, yeah, we're going to continue to go ahead and pay because I'm still learning things.
It's funny you say that. It's not so much the editing great videos or doing the marketing. You're really here because you like the knowledge we're able to provide because we're so ingrained in the industry.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Like you said, you're a marketer.
Yeah, go to our website and make sure you're signed up for my classroom every Monday. Every Monday, I teach a 1-hour class on marketing.
Didn't know that. Okay.
Every Monday. Yeah, we're on the homepage. Classroom every week. I teach a 1-hour class on marketing. Sound good? Cool. Well, Darius, I appreciate the interview, man. So give that some thought. You want to grow your database. You got some tips there. Give it some thought on maybe. I really like the idea of like one of you makes a serious video and you make a fun video and send both out.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Like that actually sounds pretty fun, pretty amazing. Especially because most people kind of look at me as the serious one, right? They look at, just what look like and like, hell, he's a serious one, but I'm not. So I think that would actually be kind of cool.
Cool, man. Awesome. So that's all I got. I appreciate you guys for watching. I just wanted to get a little insight to what clients are doing to be successful and hope you learned some tips from today. Again, go download the official video marketing plan on the homepage of the website, and you can sign up for the classroom I teach every Monday to get the most out of the plan, as well as I talk about things that we don't do at Vyral Marketing that you just want to know that I picked up over the years of being in the industry that I do for myself and my real estate team, which is an investment team as opposed to selling real estate services. So anyways, thanks for watching, and see you next time.
All right.